All right, everyone, we're back and we are ready. We have Super Mario Sunshine being run by the one, the only, the Lab Master, or Lab Member, sorry, apologies. Take it away.
All right, yeah, I'm Lab Member. I've been summoned once again to do a speedrun for the doggos. Bringing something new to the table. This time we're doing any percent hoverless. We've got, it's Mario Sunshine. We've got a boatload of opening cutscenes. So I'm just gonna dive right in. We can start talking about things as I go. So if the timer's ready to go, someone wants to count it for me.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Let's go. All right, so hopefully any percent hoverless is sort of self-explanatory. We're gonna try and beat the game without using the hover nozzle at all. So I remember watching all the YouTube reviews of this game growing up. And a big critique that some hardcore gamers had was that the hover nozzle made platforming too easy. So any percent hoverless does sort of require a little more careful platforming. You'll see in a few levels. Most levels really won't look a lot different than you would see in a traditional Mario Sunshine speedrun. As of now, we actually get the same shines as any percent does. I'll be doing them in a slightly different order to best to have a little bit more comfortable routing through Delfino Plaza from level to level.
Cross over to that shore and find some assistance.
So yeah. So we've crash landed on Delfino Isle. Here's our trusty Flood. We're only limited to 3 of his 4 nozzle options: regular spray, rocket, and turbo. Does turbo even show up during this run? I don't remember.
Subject identified as Mario, resident of the Mushroom Kingdom, data storage.
I don't think it does.
I am Flood, a flash liquidizer ultra dowsing device. I hope to be of assistance. Proceeding with user instruction. Use the R button to shoot water from my tank. If you press the R button all the way down, you can stop and shoot. You can
So how much does the opening dialogue here just burrow itself into your brain?
Funny you mentioned that. So a couple years ago now, the Sunshine community actually voted on whether we could have alternative timing methods to bypass opening cutscenes. So we don't actually, watch the opening cutscene every time we reset. But I had done runs before this vote passed, so I've seen the opening cutscene enough times at this point. Yeah, I could probably do the courtroom monologue from memory, perhaps. Alright, so this is gonna be our first shine sprite of many. The any percent route, I recall off the top of my head, collects 44 of these guys. Alright, so we're gonna have Mario, who's gonna be on trial for the next few minutes. I don't really have anything witty to say, so if you have anything, I'll hand it over to you for a little bit.
I will do my best. I don't know about the witty part, but we can at least plug what we're here for. And in case you missed it, we are raising money for the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center.
Court
is now in session.
It is based out of Norfolk, Virginia, and they provide a haven for homeless dogs, giving them the time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. If you want, you can type !donate in chat to get a link. It's also just below the stream, or you can go to gorescuedogs.com or to donate there as well. If you find yourself enjoying anything that we're doing here, why don't you pitch in $1 or $5 and help take care of some dogs this holiday season. After all, we're banning the holidays here, but we can help them have the holiday elsewhere.
It's quite obvious. This horrible graffiti is to blame. Behold this sketch of the
Let's see, what else do we have? I know that they like to talk a lot in this courtroom here, but... Oh yes, we also have some amazing incentives that you can put your money towards. So you're not just donating to save, some animals. You can also donate to see some funny things happen during the marathon. We have a few target goals that you can put towards, with the Manifold Garden secret ending coming up later this evening. Or we have a bid war between cat and dog for Stardew Valley as your pet choice. So if you have strong opinions on either of those, also you can get some donations in to influence what happens.
Mario, you witnessed this object at the airstrip, correct? It is a shine sprite. Shine sprites are the source of power on Isle Delfino. They used to gather in great numbers at the Shine Gate, but the
I guess I'll say, before we get too deep into things, that at least personally, I always really enjoyed Sunshine as a Mario game, being so different from a lot of the previous titles. The more tropical and colorful aesthetic was a lot more soothing and calming, rather than some of the more horror-inducing of the SM64.
The piano scared me as a kid, like
as we speak.
no spooky pianos to be seen in this game, only the haunted hotel.
Tomorrow we must do our best to resolve this situation.
But yeah, I like how this game kind of stuck with the tropical motif, and it doesn't really get boring either. Like, the level design is still sort of like diverse enough that it you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's still a lot of different kinds of settings you can have, even though it's all, tropics and in this bright color palette. But I'll let you get started here.
Yeah, so one sort of really immediate consequence of not being able to use the hover nozzle is our movement options are kind of hampered down a little bit, not only in terms of precise platforming. If people are familiar with seeing a Mario Sunshine speedrun, usually runners will get a level going by hovering to create a puddle of water underneath Mario and then diving right into it. That gives them the biggest speed up at the beginning. But instead of a hover slide, we can settle for spam spraying into a dive, and it's barely slower, if at all. So the movement actually does look a little different. So here's our first of many encounters with our arch nemesis, Shadow Mario. So he's going to show up a handful of times throughout the run, so the goal is to kind of spray him down. And Princess Peach will be fine, trust me. Nothing bad will happen, surely. If we just go off and chase Shadow Mario to the first level. I get early M. But you can actually spray the base of the statue before the M appears and activate it. Otherwise, you'd have to wait for it to appear and spray it. All right, so you can actually skip episode 1 of Bianco Hills. So the PD Piranha fight that you see at the beginning of any Sunshine run is actually episode 2, and the loading zone for the fight is actually exists in episode 1. So whether that's developer intended or not, I have no idea. Let's see if we can't make this spin jump dive across. There we go. All right. Alright, so PD Piranha, not really going to look any different from the way you'd usually see it. I think some runners like to hover before setting up the ground pound. I think at this point I don't even do that. So if you just run to his side here, that'll kind of force him to turn over and open his mouth so you can spray him immediately. Nice and easy. He'll step it up a little bit next time. So I guess I can talk a bit about, the requirements that we need for any percent. So, we got to get the final level, Corona Mountain. And so the way, the bare minimum you need to do is to complete episode 7 in every level. That's it. The game doesn't actually check to see if you've beaten every episode before episode 7, and we are going to be using that to our advantage in a couple levels. So what I just did there is called a glitchy wall kick dive, or GWKD. So YCam is super powerful in Mario Sunshine, as unlike its predecessor, Mario can still move in first-person mode. So basically what I do is I enter YCam as I'm approaching a wall, and as I'm doing my wall jump, Mario basically, instead of jumping opposite the wall, he continues his jump in the direction of the wall. The D part is so that I can clear the slippery slope there. Otherwise, if I didn't dive, I'd probably slide back down. But yeah, GWKs and GWKDs are a big part of Hoverless, because there are a couple of platforms or ledges that you would normally have to clear with a hover nozzle, but we don't have that luxury in this one.
How long did it take you to learn a trick like that?
I practiced a lot of these. Took me a while. So there's a lot of places in Delfino Plaza where you can practice GWKs and GWKDs. There's a bit of a technique to executing the inputs. So the best way I do it is I kind of roll my thumb from Y to A to B, and I think the biggest part of the timing is just entering YCam at the right time, and everything else just kind of follows. But I definitely didn't get it immediately. It took me a couple tries to get it. There's another one. This is Bianco 4. We gotta get the red coins. Whoops. See, that time I think I pressed Y too late because my wall jump ended up going opposite the wall instead of in the same direction as the wall. Oops. Works. All right. Tight ropes in particular are very awkward when you can't hover, because it's just when you dive, you're kind of committing to where you're going, and I can't just hover out of a jump, unfortunately. All right, so this is going to be our last level in Bianco for a while. We're going to go back and do 6 and 7 way later at the tail end of this run. So Bianco 5 is pretty notorious in the speedrunning community. It's the second PD Piranha fight. And this is one of the sort of more significant sources of RNG in the run. So PD Piranha has a total of over 700 possible paths that he can take around the village here. Some are more likely than others, and some are faster than others. So you can either be, you can lose upwards of 30 seconds, I think, on average. I tend to lose 15 or 20 against my best segment. So we'll see where he wants to go this time around. All right, we're going for the wall. So, in addition to the directions he chooses to fly around, he also has a 1 in 3 chance of spawning a tornado the instant he lands instead of opening his mouth. So it's just a couple of extra seconds of time loss, unfortunately. It looks like he's also taking the long way over the wall. So, not the best pattern, but I'll manage. Okay. That was fine. One tornado. I guess that's the expected value, would be 1 in 3 of the tornadoes, so. Can't complain.
Nice.
Even if it isn't the most optimal outcome. The expected value, I should expect it.
And Shine Get.
Yeah, Shine Get.
So you said we were going to leave Bianco for the end here. What's the routing reason for that?
Yeah, so a lot of the early game routing is dictated by these sort of event cutscenes. So once I have 5 shines, I go off to Gelato. Because until I unlock Gelato, this cutscene is going to play every time I get booted out of a level. Event cutscenes are 3 seconds a pop, and the fewer event cutscenes you get to view during your run, the better. So saving Bianco for the end is sort of an effort to basically minimize event cutscenes.
All right. And then we wouldn't walk back there just because that movement is also slow.
All right. So this part of the run is the one I'm the most worried about. So this is Hoverless Gelato Beach Skip. So it was a couple of years ago. Somebody in the community figured out that using an extremely precise setup that is apparently RTA viable, you can grab the shine in this glass jar here without hovering. So I'm going to do some sorcery, input some bizarre inputs into the controller here, and we'll see what happens. There we go. I'm gonna move my mic arm so I can get a better look at the screen, sorry. Alright, unfortunately, I am kind of on a timer here, because my coconut despawns if I take too long.
Yes.
And there you go.
Shine get.
Yeah, so what's the best way of explaining what I just did? So basically, I put the coconut down in a really specific location because Mario Sunshine has a really bizarre way of working around when Mario tries to clip or pass between a fruit and collision, or like a wall. So the most concise way I can say is by putting a coconut down in a really specific location. I don't know if it's pixel perfect, but I'll say really precise to be arbitrary. However, the position I started the jump dive from is both position perfect and angle perfect. And on top of that, the jump dive is frame perfect. So that's why it took me 3 tries. So that's everything in Gelato. We're going to Rico now. And so the fastest way to get from Gelato to Rico is to save and reset out of the save prompt, and then to whenever you start the game from anything that isn't a new file, I guess, you'll get placed right in front of the Bianco statue.
Pulling on the squid's nose always looks like it hurt.
Yeah, we now want to be on the receiving end of that. So Gooper Blooper makes an appearance of a total of 3 appearances the whole game. We're only going to see him twice because the third fight is optional if you're fond of clipping through collision and skipping intended game material. So we're actually, this is the first level, I guess we're going to do all of the first 7 shines in one sitting. We're not going back to Gelato. We did episode 7 by via GBS. So we don't have to go back to Gelato. We've got 2 shines left in Bianco, and then for Rico, we're going to be here this is going to be a one trip kind of thing. So the Blooper Surfing Safari is kind of like Mario Kart Wii. If you've ever seen the, I think it was the Summoning Salt video on Ultra Shortcuts. So there's a series of, I think, 3 checkpoints that the game checks to see if you've passed through the 3 checkpoints in the correct order. And as long as you meet those conditions and cross the finish line, the game's like, all right, you win. That's why I kind of jump over walls and stuff. I'm able to get away with it. Alright, so Rico 3 is going to look a little different because we can't hover, so I have to find another way of getting into the cage. Pan out the camera.
Oh no.
Yeah. So basically, we're going to grab the rocket nozzle. That's a little bit up on the scaffolding, and we're going to use the rocket to grab onto the floor grab onto the bottom of the cage from underneath. Oh, okay. A little tricky. I am going up for the flashy, more dangerous strat because it looks cooler. The alternatively, there's a crane up top you can ride, but I'm very stubborn and it's good practice. So
Always better to do swag strats during the marathon anyway.
Right, yeah. There we go, okay. So here's the rocket. Not banned, by the way. It's not a hover nozzle, so, I mean, fair game to me. There we go. All right, so 10 shines means we're gonna get our next event cutscene, which is Pinna Park. We're gonna sit this one out just because it's sort of just striking a compromise between is it worth the extra Delfino movement to leave Rico early, because then I'm just gonna have to come back here later. Oh no, wait, hold on. No, wait, I come back here at the end. I'm just kidding. We're actually going straight to Pinna now. I almost forgot my own route. That's what happens when I don't have splits. Yeah, so we do want to go to Pinna. So Rico is actually going to be the level we finish with. So unlocking Pinna gets the cutscene out of the way, and we won't be getting event cutscenes until Pinna 4.
That is Peanut Island.
So we are actually watching the cutscene here. This route is a bit bizarre in that, so normally you would, in a Sunshine speedrun, you would skip this cutscene actually. So if you have access to the hover nozzle, you can do something called honey skip, where you clip Mario out of bounds and have him die on the same frame that he enters the loading zone for the cutscene. Hoverless has an alternative called movie skip, where you collect a blue coin on the same frame that you load the cutscene, and use the save and quit dialog box, or use the save dialog box to reset. Movie skip in this case, if you're coming from Rico, is actually slower, just because of where the game puts you. But we can skip that cutscene, and by that cutscene I mean the Mecha Bowser cutscene. Just really bizarre Mario Sunshine spaghetti code. When you exit course, there's like a fade out to black screen. And during that time, Mario can still move. So when Mario basically moves into the loading zone for the cutscene as you're exiting course. And so the game gets really confused. It's like, well, what kind of course am I exiting out of? And so it decides, all right, I'm gonna send you to right after the Mecha Bowser cutscene. These two cutscenes, so the cutscenes before and after the Mecha Bowser fight, are actually the only two cutscenes you can do this for. If you tried this for the PD Piranha fight in Bianco 2, you'd actually get booted out of the level. So that's just... the inconsistency is really bizarre. But yeah, this is several minutes of cutscenes actually being skipped. The post-boss fight Mecha Bowser cutscene is very long. And very old Mario Sunshine speedruns from the days of yore, I think, watched both of these cutscenes. Okay, so I have to retract a statement I made. So I originally said that Rico is the first level where we get everything. It's actually Pinna. We're going to go back and finish. So we have Rico to finish, and then we have Bianco to finish, if people want to keep a running tally in their head. You can actually enter the secret without killing Montgomery there. For some reason, you can phase through his collision, and the loading zone for the secret is still there. Unfortunately, the Monty Mole in Noki 1 doesn't get the same privilege. Alright, up next, we've got Pinna 3, Pirate Ship Red Coins. This is, I think, notorious for being one of, like, the 3 hardest hoverless levels in any percent. GBS is kind of hard, but in its own merit, since you're trying to do a really precise trick. This is all just, like, really difficult platforming. So I'm gonna probably take a minute to just play the game. If y'all don't mind, I'll leave it up to the host to...
Yeah,
speak
I
their
got
mind.
you covered. Take all the time you need. Well, as a reminder, we're here raising money for the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. And a bit of backstory for you. In 2011, a local woman named Georgia Obenhaus lost her home, and her only focus became how to prevent her family dogs from going back to animal control. Starting out with just an empty shell of a building, Go Rescue soon became not just a place for her current rescues, but a shelter that has grown to rescue over 2,000 dogs to date, with no signs of slowing down. And they are donation funded, so every little bit that we are able to fundraise for them means that they're able to support more dogs and expand their current operations. In addition to your monetary donations, Go Rescue is always in need of supplies to keep the pups happy and healthy. They accept dry and canned dog food, bleach, cheap paper towels, laundry detergent, furniture, and even vehicles. You can also go to gorescuedogs.com and go to the How Can I Help tab to find their Amazon wish list. And every little bit goes to help out those pups. So that's what we're doing here. Otherwise, hope that you're enjoying the vibes, enjoying some sunshine. We got some Stardew Valley coming up next. That'll be exciting to see, and we'll be finishing off the day with some Manifold Garden. I believe that's a newer puzzle game that came out in the past few years, so I'm excited to see that one personally. And if you're wondering how to donate, you can always type !donate in chat to get a link. Otherwise, it's below the stream, or you can just go directly to gorescuedogs.com, and they have a donate button there. I believe that you can also find our Tiltify page directly if you are so inclined to do that instead. But links abound, and every little bit helps. Don't forget to put that money towards one of our incentives or bid wars, or both, I believe. I believe this webpage allows both. So we have Choosing Cat or Dog bid war incentive for Stardew Valley, and the secret ending for Manifold Garden coming up later this evening, both. And so either one would be worthy for your monetary support. And I believe that's all of the red coins, so back to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to draw attention to the fact that I think I somehow ledge grabbed onto a part of the boat that most certainly wasn't a ledge, and I just phased right through it. I love this game, dude. So a big part of Pinna 3 is that it's heavily cycle, but your movement, your pace is just heavily cycle based. So you have to like be in the right place for the pirate ships to be swinging in the right place. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait another few seconds. But yeah, it's honestly the cycles are pretty tough and regular any percent too. Like you're going for some really high level movement to kind of catch a particular portion of the pirate ship cycle. These are the Snooze-a-Koopas. We got a ground pound, all 5 of them, in order to wake up the sunflowers. I'm really surprised that one worked. And this grants us access to Yoshi everywhere. So a large part of the ordering right here is we want to have Yoshi for both the entry to Pianta Village, which is the level on top of the Shine Gate, as well as the entrance into the Pianta Episode 5 secret. Because there's you need Yoshi to... Well, you don't need Yoshi again, they're hoverless, but the hoverless strat for clipping into the level, or clipping into the secret without Yoshi is rough. Alright, so speaking of Yoshi, we're going to be doing a little bit of skipping. So this is UIG, early Yoshi go around. So we just gotta find the right fruit in the ground here. Papaya's okay. So we need two things. We want another papaya. We need a durian. Don't know why he didn't eat the durian immediately. Alright, so we're gonna toss this in here. And we're gonna grab the attention of these two stews. We're gonna bring them over to the wall here. So, whenever Yoshi vomits on an enemy, it'll turn into a platform, and depending on what color Yoshi is, it affects the properties of said platform. So the durian, I'm really surprised that worked. Unfortunately, I might have... Okay, no, we're good. Platforms created by a purple Yoshi move laterally. So we want to use that to our advantage, so that this'll move us towards the Yoshi around here. So the first Yoshi we used to create a platform that was close enough to the ground so that we could clip through the wall. And we needed the papaya to turn Yoshi orange, because orange is the only accepted Yoshi to access the secret. There's like an NPC next to the merry-go-round. If you actually entered the park normally, it's like, hey, where's the orange Yoshi? But probably in Japanese. Yeah, so in a 6 secret, pretty straightforward stuff. Every secret's the same because you can't use the hover nozzle whether you want to or not, because you don't have flood. So yeah, by doing UIG, we don't have to do pin of 5. So this skips an entire episode, and 2, it's also a little faster than having to go into the park, grab the right fruit. I think on average it saves like 1.5 minutes to like 2 minutes to do this over both 5 and 6 normally. Alright, I always have to check if I put my memory card in. The one benefit to running on Wii versus 3D All-Stars, or I guess GameCube, is you can bypass the save prompt by just leaving your mem card out. The game will just say, couldn't find the memory card, sorry, and it won't prompt you to save. Alright. So we're going to Pianta. Since Yoshi's going to help us get on top of the Shine Gate here. I like to play a little game here called How Many Times Do I Have to Pause the Game Before it lets me jump out of the manhole? That's 1. 1, okay, good. So that's a little quirk of this game called quarter frames. So every time you pause and unpause the game, there'll be a little internal counter. The game will advance 1 quarter frame, and depending on what quarter frame the game is on, Mario's collision with stuff changes. So some clips through walls with fruit only work if you're on a certain quarter frame. Whether or not you get a big jump out of a manhole with Yoshi is also dictated by which quarter frame you're on. So Pianta is we've got a We gotta pull the doggos into the bath. This one's going the wrong way. So by pausing and unpausing there, Flood has a little dialogue box. This is actually a very important dialogue box considering what we're doing today. It's saying to always be kind to your pets. I like to bring that up. By pausing and unpausing, that dialogue box closes out early and spawns the shine earlier. Any pets watching the stream? I don't have chat open, so I can't see the answer to any answers to my question.
I'll keep you posted.
Great.
I'm sure everyone will chime in here any moment. And now we get to laugh at the character who thinks that he's super fast in a speedrun.
Yeah, so this is the first of, well, 2 Il Piantissimo races. The third one is a gelato shine that we skipped. So we just gotta wait for him here. Alright, so Pianta 3, the one non-secret level where Flood gets taken away from you. So we gotta make our way over to the that gold mushroom in the middle of the level. So we do a little damage boost so that I can jump or regular dive into the goop without burning myself. Now the hard part is going to be getting up top here. So normally you would do like a side flip into a hover, but we got to do things a little different around here. So I'm trying to do, it's going to be a triple jump Y turn. That. So by entering Y cam and holding left on the analog stick, I can actually redirect Mario's momentum in the direction that I spin the camera. This is, I think, more famously used in regular 90% to, you can do a Y turn to jump off the shine gate and then redirect your momentum so that you slide along the wall and jump off it with a to get into Pianta Village early. Y turning is super useful in the underwater levels in Noki that we're going to be doing in right after Pianta, actually.
Well, I look forward to it because that was a super cool and slick maneuver there.
Y turns are so cool. I love doing Y turns. So the big doggo can take 3 possible paths to the village to get to the bath. Unfortunately, he picked the slowest one. Oh, not that bad. I think it's only like a few seconds, but... Oops.
So about how many shines do you actually get in the course of one run?
I think it's 44. I can do that math real quick. So Bianco Bianco is you get 6 because you get 2 through 7. Gelato you get 2 is 8. Pinna is also 6 because you get 1 through 7, and then -1. So that's what? Where am I at now? 12, 14. And then all the other levels you get all 7 shines. So that's I didn't check what fruit you actually want. I was doing math.
No. Asking to do math live, that's a terrible idea. How dare I?
Oh yeah, okay. So it's 14, and then every other level is... Yeah, I think it's 42, because that's a multiple of 7, and then Airstrip and Corona is another 2. So that sounds about right.
All right.
44 sounds right in my head.
Yeah, chat's saying 44 as well. Maybe I'll ask chat this time, but about how many shines would you normally need to get through a playthrough of this game? Because as a child, that was terrible.
Yeah, if you were if you weren't skipping shines, you would be getting 7 in each of the main levels, plus Airstrip and Corona. So I think that's 51. 50 if you think you can do Bianco, if you think skipping Bianco 1 is something a casual player would figure out.
All right.
It's interesting that, like, I guess the contrast with Mario 64 is it locks you behind like a quantitative number of stars, like 70. It doesn't matter which 70 you get, as long as you get 70 stars, you can go to the final Bowser level. In Sunshine, you have to get these specific shines in order to access the final level, which I thought is an interesting contrast.
Mm-hmm. With the aforementioned, I was terrible as a child when playing this game. I always enjoyed the secrets just because of the, doo-wop a cappella there, but was...
Oh, everybody loves that.
just absolutely garbage at getting through them. That's okay, we're having fun.
Alright, so we got 2 more shines in Pianta, and then we're making our way over to Noki. So Pianta 6 is the rescue all 10 villagers that have been trapped in the goop. This is a really competitive shine for people that like to do ILs, or like single shine speedruns. Because there's a timer in the bottom left corner. And so, sort of almost ironic that the goal is to have the timer as high as possible, because that means that you finish the segment faster. So one optimization that runners will try to go for in Pianta 6 is it takes a really long time for these things, or these guys, to wake up once you free them out of the goop. And so usually what you want to do is you want to spray the puddle of goop well before you actually reach the Piantas, because you can't immediately start spraying them clean until they're done spawning, I guess. 154 is alright, considering I haven't been grinding runs in a while.
I guess one other subtle thing that I've been impressed by is how often you're just going to go into and beat a level on a single tank of water. You're not having to go back and refill constantly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the segments are pretty short in any percent. The longer segments of Mario Sunshine tend to be the 100 coin shines. I know in a lot of the hundreds that I do, I probably have to refill my water at least once, either by getting another nozzle box or by refilling my water. Just because you're spending so much time in the level. But yeah, it goes to show like how little water you need to finish some of these levels. All right. Oh yeah, I guess. The Noki Bay gets unlocked when you get 20 shines, regardless. I guess I think the only event cutscene you need to have done is you've had to watch the Pinna cutscene at least for this to show up. But I think it's pretty much going to be event cutscenes from here on out, because Shadow Mario shows up with the turbo nozzle at 25 shines, and I think you have to have already had Yoshi beforehand. This is Noki 1. We got to make our way up the cliff without being able to hover. A lot of GWKs, a lot of Y. There's a Y turn back there. Oops. A good save. If I do say so myself. There we go. So, Noki 2, we're going to do in a bit of an unconventional way here. So, we're going to pretty much almost take almost the same route as last time. We do have a couple of extra walls to do platform or wall jumps off of, or other kinds of platforming. Because normally in Noki 1, you'd have to spray the goop on the wall in order to spawn some of the platforms. All right. I have to position myself really precisely for this one because I don't have the hover nozzle. That's... Nope, okay.
Oh, almost.
Yeah, so, So, this is just another sort of, like, really bizarre collision thing in this game. So, when you put the spring down, it gets larger, and when it gets larger, its collision box intuitively also gets larger. So what's happening is the spring's collision is actually pushing Mario into the wall. You can then, if you time a jump dive or a regular dive properly, you'll have just enough momentum actually to get Mario into the tricky ruins, or like the room that's containing the shine. In? Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay.
Once more with Steve.
This time for sure, right?
Yes.
A lot of this really is just, you know, very scripted, me going through the motions of just, yeah, I'll leave it up to my hands to do the inputs into the controller. I trust them with it. But once I go off script, it's like, oh, I actually have to think this through. Let's try this again. So I just have to time my B input properly. That should be good. There we go.
Nice. Very solid shine get there.
All right. So up next are the two underwater segments. Kind of a bit of a lore exposition bit. I don't know. The old man, this old man here, he's like, hey, I figured out the problem. The reason our water's purple is because there's an eel underneath the lake, and he's polluting the water. So you got to go down there and do something about it. But first, let's have you get used to... I already did this wrong. Let's have you get used to underwater controls by collecting these red coins in the bottle. One really huge difference with the red coins in the bottle Hoverless is there are 2 coins that you have to get on your first pass, sort of through the level. There's like a jet stream of water that'll take you up, so you don't have to hover upwards. However, that jet stream doesn't take you high up enough to get two of the coins. So as long as I get those 2 coins, I don't have to exit course. So we grab this one right in front of me, and then I gotta take a right. I gotta grab this guy. All right, now I'm free to grab the other coins at my leisure.
All right. Well, I'll chime in to remind people that we do, in fact, have some incentives open that are still got a little ways to go. Namely, as Chad is pointing out here, the Manifold Garden secret ending is only $15 out of the required $75. So if you want to see the secret ending of Manifold Garden, get in some donations. That only has a little under 2 hours to go. Also, while you're at it, you can choose whether or not the farmer's going to have a dog or a cat in the next run with Stardew Valley. Oh, and I see we actually do have some progress there. We have $10 from Mel, who put their money towards the Stardew Valley pet choice. And with that, we have dog still firmly in the lead over cat. So if you want to see a cat running around the farm, you know where to go. All right, back to you then. Good shine get.
Yeah, Noki is, I think, the hardest level in Hoverless. Just because, like, just quantitatively, I'm like, this level's hard, this level's hard. Like, something happens in like each of these levels almost. All right, so now we get to do the real deal, or should I say the eel deal? So we're gonna do Hoverless Eel. Eel is already hard enough, both casually and a bit bizarre, how it works in the speedrun. And you actually have to be really, really careful with the eel in Hoverless, because the only way you can gain height off the eel is by getting eaten on purpose. And there's a portion of the level where there's like a pit that's surrounding the eel, that if you fall into that pit, you're not getting out of it. I didn't get air off of that. That might be problematic. Probably try and grab some coins. We're gonna start by spraying these 2 teeth on the side here. I got another one by total accident. Okay. Eel should go down here. Take the opportunity. I can actually spray these teeth while the eel's mouth is closed. I'm gonna take the opportunity to grab some coins. Refill my air meter. Alright, let's see if I can. I'm on the wrong side. Okay. Maybe I'll let it spin a little bit. Alright, so I'm trying to look for the side of the eel that's opposite the one that I sprayed. So basically the way the eel works is that the eel will only go down if you spray like the teeth on the side. Okay, cool, I got some air off of that. The hitboxes for the air bubbles are funny. So I'm gonna get eaten on purpose just so I can, I'll take the count. I think I have 2 teeth left out of 8. I just have to pay attention to what side the eel is on, and I should be fine. That's the gold tooth, I think. Is my not? Again, that's the wrong side. A lot of the spinning is RNG at this point. Like, how much is the eel going to spin? I feel like I already got this side of the tooth. What's the best way to do this right now? Kind of hoping the eel will kind of sink down on his own board, because I don't have any more coins over here. Right this end, I think. I should have one more.
While we wait for the eel to cooperate, we'll just remind everyone that you're currently watching No Holidays Allowed 2023, presented by No Glitches Allowed. This event is open to all kinds of speedruns and showcases that runners have to offer, not just glitchless runs. We're looking forward to showing off some amazing speedruns to watch as you bundle up by the campfire this winter. Including this, currently amazing Hoverless percent of Super Mario Sunshine. Good shine get there. You finally cooperated.
I didn't get the shine. I have to do it again.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, no, this isn't working. I have to just take the L here, and we'll give it another shot.
Here I am getting distracted by reading things.
Oops.
Well, I suppose that gives me more time to read things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll leave it up to you.
All right. Well, we'll start off by also reminding people that we are raising money for the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. So if you're having a good time and, helping dogs find a forever home, you can donate to them by typing !donate in chat, or find the link below the stream, or go directly to Go Rescue Dog, or let me make sure I get the, yes, GoRescueDogs.com. And you can donate directly there. Also, if being involved in a speedrunning marathon such as this Sounds like a lot of fun. If you want to be on mic or doing tech behind the scenes, or helping out with social media, getting involved in any way, be on the lookout for news about No Glitches Allowed 11, our next event. It's same deal, that the event is dedicated to speedruns with very few glitches or without glitches entirely. This means any no major glitches, glitchless, and any other run that doesn't have significant trips or skips. If you want to find out more, join the Discord or follow on Twitter. And all the news about future runs and schedules will be found there. Looking forward to seeing more new faces come in and help out with these events. It's a great time. And I suppose lastly, several members of the No Glitches Allowed team also work on staff for Complete-a-thon, which is, instead of glitchless, an event that features completionist over 100% categories. Typically takes place in the summertime, and feel free to follow that over at twitch.tv/Complete-a-thon or at Complete-a-thon on Twitter, also for announcements if you want to get involved, be a runner, or volunteer. And it's a great bunch of people that are running this, and while I haven't personally been involved with Complete-a-thon myself, I have no doubt it would be a stellar event as well.
All right. Yeah. So, Hoverless eel, we did it. So you can
Hooray!
you can beat the eel in Super Mario Sunshine without using the hover nozzle. It might as well be it's a clickbait YouTube video to makes itself, really.
And now, Shine Get.
And now Shine Get, for real this time. Alright, so we've got 3 more shines in Noki, and then we're going to be moving on to Arena. And we're actually going to be saying hello to an old friend here. I mean, we probably saw him, what, 10-15 minutes ago, actually, so... In a long time no see.
All right, estimates in chat for how far ahead Lab Member's gonna be. I want to say 10 seconds? Throwing out a nice round number there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, I heard him.
13. So if you were thinking 13, you're the lucky winner today.
All right, so Noki 6 is the shell secret. So in typical any percent, you actually have 2 ways of getting up there. You can do cliff movement or rope movement. Hoverless, you really have no choice. You kind of have to do the rope movement. Rope movement is faster only if you do it right, but it is a little bit harder. We gotta use the tight ropes here to make our way up to the to the shine. At the camera so I can see. Oh, wow, okay. So I was kind of banking on whenever, so you might have seen every time, a lot of times I'll ground pound underneath the shine. I wonder if this is just an artifact left over from Mario 64. It sort of extends Mario's hitbox upward, and he'll interact with, his hitbox will interact with stuff above him. So if I ground pound, I'm ground pounding underneath basically a lot of these tight ropes. This one's a little tricky because I have to do a little backflip dive. Why am I not making this, actually? I'm a little confused. I have to stand closer to the side here. Maybe my angle's wrong.
This time for sure.
I've got one person that's that makes one of us. All right.
No worries. The runner is infallible. Every single thing that you've done is on purpose.
And that can happen. You can take damage, and Mario won't grab the tightrope because of the red guy. Right. Come on. Oh, I have to actually watch my health. Thought that'd be an issue on this level. So I'm gonna stand like right up against here. Oh, I see the problem. It's a depth perception problem. I'm jumping too far. Maybe I should spin the camera so that I can actually see where I am relative to like parallel to the rope. All right. I'm gonna grab another coin here.
It's all good. You still got this. It's only a tight wire app. It's no. Goodness, I'm trying to speak 2 different words at once. Only a tight rope app.
I've never actually done it from this angle before, so I'm actually curious if this works to my benefit or not.
Nice.
I should start doing it like that now, because then I can actually see where Mario is relative to like tightrope. All right, now for the easy part, because you don't have blood, so the secrets are supposed to be the easy part of Hoverless. You know, one big part. So normally in the traditional any percent route, Noki 6 would actually be like, well, Noki would be the last level you visit, and Noki 6 being the last secret you do. So there's almost like a nerves factor when you're doing this near the end of the run, but that is no longer like the nerves factor. All gets funneled into Rico 4, which is another great secret, because that's the last secret in this route. All right, I've had enough of Noki Bay. We got to get out of here. So we're gonna take down Shadow Mario and move on to the next level. really hoping I ate the pineapple blocking the pipe into Serena. Pretty sure I did.
Pretty sure you did. Yeah.
All right. So Serena, what are the sightseeing things we've got on this level? We've got the Manta boss fight. We've got King Boo casino gambling. We've got Hoverless casino skip, which I'm honestly kind of looking forward to. Casino skip isn't nearly as bad as it used to be when I started out with this category. All right. So this is Phantom Manta. I am pretty sure the only purpose of this boss was just to flex the computing power of the Nintendo GameCube. This was probably a really impressive feat back in 2002. That this guy can split up into several tiny mantas, and the game can render and process all of these small mantas on screen at once. Where's the last one? So basically, the first half of this fight is you need to break the Manta down into the smallest units possible, and only until then will they all turn magenta and start auto targeting you. So the benefit of advancing to phase 2 as fast as possible is sort of twofold. One, because it's a speed run, and two, the longer you spend in phase 1, the further away the small mantas can drift away from you. So you want them to be like really close to Mario, ideally. So yeah, they're all kind of try to keep them concentrated in one area. I like how, because I panned the camera underwater for before the cutscene, that the sound of the hotel rising up out of the water is also like has the underwater filter on it. But yeah. So most of Serena is actually going to look the same, just because there aren't a lot of places you really are forced to hover. Like, Hotel Delfino is like this really sort of compact level. Not a lot of opportunities for like serious platforming. Like, I think Casino Skip is the only place you would like actually hover in like the regular speedrun, where it's like absolutely mandatory.
I almost don't like to say anything during this.
All right, we've got 3 secrets left. Alrighty, Serena 3. So typically in, your normal Mario Sunshine playthrough, you have to find a pineapple. Here's a pineapple, and bring it over to Yoshi. And he can eat the booze in the attic, and there's Yoshi over there. He wants a pineapple, but there are no pineapples at the fruit stand in the lobby, so you have to go and look for them. But I think I've already kind of established by not using the hover nozzle that this isn't like a normal Mario Sunshine playthrough. So we're gonna do things a little differently here. I guess we're climbing the stairs. So I'm gonna grab this banana here. We're gonna bring it right up here. And we're gonna... whoop, just like that.
Nice.
Love clipping through collision with fruits. There's so many fruit clips that you don't get to see in any percent. Like I can think of 3, maybe 4, 5 off the top of my head. Like they're all kind of coming to me. Oops.
Would this be a good level for me to take over for you?
Sure, go ahead.
Sure thing. Well, first off, we have a donation from G-Money with $10 who says, "For Leela and Kane." And with that, the lead for the Stardew Valley pet continues to widen in favor of dog. Cat lovers are trembling. And if you wanted to do anything about that, or help us reach the Manifold Garden secret ending, just know that you too can donate. All proceeds are going to the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. And you can go find their donate page by typing !donate in chat, or find the link below the stream. And if you're jonesing for some, cute pictures and some heartwarming stories, you can also go to the GoRescueDogs.com page under Success Stories, and they'll have a bunch of pictures of the dogs that they've helped rescue in the past. So head on over there, see what the charity's all about, and then come back here and enjoy some games and throw them a few dollars. All right, back to you.
Yeah, so we just did Serena 4. We did the famous casino skip, so you can actually clip behind the curtain. That's the pipe that the secret is hiding behind. So you don't have to play the slots. You don't have to spray that really annoying tile puzzle that when you almost think you've flipped all the tiles, some stray droplet of water will hit a tile like a bazillion feet away and spin around, flip over a tile that you thought you'd already flipped. It's happened to everybody. Don't deny it. You may not remember it, but that's just how it works. This is the only slot machine we can't skip, is King Boo. So we want him to get fruits like that. Those fruits are his only weakness. Peppers are fruits, right? They're sort of like that ambiguous fruit, like tomatoes, where like if you go strictly by the definition of like fruits not being the actual plant, but like I think peppers are considered fruits.
Very much so. I grow them at home here.
Did you really?
Yeah. Get good variety of various chili peppers in the garden every year, and they may or may not do well, but I do my best. It is a little
the way
funny
King
that...
Boo...
Oh, go for
sorry.
it. Nope.
So the way King Boo works is he's guaranteed to give you junk in between every fruit cycle. So at most, or at the very least, you'll get 5 spins on the wheel. At best, 5 spins on the wheel, I guess. I think I got 7. That means I got 2 extras. That's fine. Expected value is 1, or 1 extra. All right. So let's see. We're at 35, and we'd already covered 44, right? So we've got 2 more in Serena, 2 more in Bianco, 4 more in Rico, and then we're off to see King Koopa. So Serena 6 is the spray all the goop challenge. So this is actually a really good opportunity to talk about version differences. You can probably tell that the dialogue boxes that I've been scrolling through in the game don't have English text on them. We're playing on the Japanese version of the game. It's the fastest. It's actually really close in any percent, whether Japanese is the fastest or the European PAL version is the fastest. It's actually very hotly contested. JP wins in terms of loading times, but Italian, which is available on PAL, is the fastest language. So the fastest dialogue boxes are on PAL, and so that kind of balances things out. One big version difference is the requirement for the game that the game checks to say, all right, have you sprayed all the goop on the beach, is a lot more strict in JP than it is in both the American and the PAL versions. You have to spray a lot more goop. I think it was more like I don't know if it was a retroactive... I don't think retroactive is the word I'm looking for. But JP is version 1.0. So they had to iron out a little bit before they decided to release Sunshine outside of Japan. Well, a lot of that strictness is actually due to the fact that the game will actually only render goop if it's covering up like a large enough area on the ground. So if you have like this really tiny like square centimeter of goop on the ground, it may not render it graphically, but according to the game's code, it's still there. So you might see some unfortunate runners might have to spray what looks like nothing to find the invisible goop that they missed in order to have the beach deemed actually cleaned up of goop. All right, we're going to Bianco. We've got 2 more shines that I passed at the very beginning. We've got the Dirty Lake Secret, and then we've got the Shadow Mario encounter.
It's such a stark difference on how much more bright and cheerful the first level here is compared to some of the later ones. You know, they're all generally cheerful, but just even more so. And more a cappella.
Yeah. So that little maneuver there is called a momentum spin. So when Mario rolls out onto a slope, he'll get what's called slope speed, where he gets a little bit of a speed boost when, as long as you keep him running around, as long as you're holding some direction on the analog stick. And that speed actually will translate into any spin jumps you do. So I happen to roll out onto the cube at a particular point during its rotation that the game considers it as a slope, and I cram a spin right after I roll out by I spin the analog stick to buffer a spin, and then I just kind of mash A and hope that I get a spin jump, and it sort of flings Mario across the gap. Momentum spins are, I think, a pretty big part of high-level movement. You'll see a lot of the world record contenders will do momentum spins in other locations. You can do them off the cubes in the Serena 4 secret. There were a lot of rotating cubes there. Why is that the only momentum spin I can think of? Alright, so that's Bianco done. So we've got 4 more shines left in Rico, and then Shadow Mario's been carrying the turbo nozzle, and he's going to be carrying the... Wow, I got some speed off of my... I think I water slid off a ledge and somehow managed to like cross a tiny gap there. A big speed boost off that jump. I think this is technically considered a momentum spin too. I love this camera. All right, so Rico 4 is this is the one that they modeled that one level in Mario Galaxy off of, or Mario Galaxy 2 off of, I think. This one can trip up beginners a little bit, just because there's a cycle that you want to catch on these spinning wheels. And usually when you're a beginner, when you're starting out with secrets, you're tending to take it pretty timid, pretty cautious. So this one kind of forces your hand, kind of demands you pick up the pace a little bit. So I know when I started speedrunning Mario Sunshine, I used to die a lot in the secret. But yeah, it takes me back. I started running this game in May of 2019, so 4.5 years ago. Now here I am playing the game without allowing myself to use the hover nozzle for some reason.
Well, I'm glad you're here doing that, because I have not seen this yet before myself, and at least I'm highly entertained, and I hope everyone else watching is as well.
I'm having a great time. Hoverless runs really are like... They were definitely like a breath of fresh air for me. Like, I think I'd put like two years or so into the game before, like, yeah, it definitely allows you to kind of see the game in a different lens. Definitely tests like different parts of your coordination, I guess. Hoping to learn max percent hoverless for Complete-a-thon next year. So, mods, keep an eye out.
Well, I'll look forward to that. And I guess another reminder as we're coming in on the end of the game here, getting kind of close, that you're watching No Holidays Allowed 2023, and we're raising money for the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center, a dog shelter in Norfolk, Virginia, and they work to provide a haven for homeless dogs, giving them the time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. And while you're busy donating your money, don't forget that we have polls and targets set up on our Tiltify page, and you can select both of them as you're donating. So you can do both a bid war and meet an incentive. Currently for this evening, we have Stardew Valley, a pet choice, and the secret ending for Manifold Garden open. If either of those sound fun, throw a few dollars. If you've been entertained while watching some sunshine, throw in a few dollars. Every little bit helps, and we hope to keep raising more money throughout the weekend, and it all goes towards a good cause. Meanwhile, surfing for red coins is happening.
Yeah, I had to ad-lib this one. Missed a couple times. Blooper surfing for red coins is... There are some new recent developments found out for this level in terms of single shine segments. So if anybody familiar with Mario Sunshine speedrunning knows the name Average Tray, big name in Mario Sunshine speedrunning, he's been doing this for a while. I put out a video recently showcase or summarizing the new developments in the Rico 6 single segment speedrun. I think in short, I think the best way I can put it is you do a sort of trick where I think you store the pop-up box that sort of says, you know, you store something, and basically what happens is you delay when the timer pops up, or the red coin challenge, but the red coins still spawn, so you can like pick up a bunch of red coins before the timer actually starts. And since the it was a bit controversial, I think, because the IL timer originally went off of like how much time was left on the timer, but since the timer shows up way too late, it's like, what? Well, now what? But yeah, like, really interesting video. Really interesting, like, really niche sunshine knowledge, too. There's a video on, I think, how spin jumps work. I think there's one on quarter frames, I'm not sure, though. Anyway, that's me talking about plugging the sunshine community there, I guess. We're going to Corona. We've got every episode 7. So the plaza has been flooded. We've got to make our way over to Corona. So the hard part of Corona, I think, is really the beginning half. Crossing between the spike platforms and the spicy platforms without being able to hover. So you have to time these jump dives pretty precisely so that you don't get poked or burnt. I'm surprised that counted as a spin. My movement on the analog stick felt a little awkward there. And the boat section. Everybody loves the boat section. I like to take it easy on the boat section. Better safe than sorry. I was worried I'd pick up the blue coin. That's a problem. What happened to my rocket? Was I supposed to store? I think I was supposed to store 2. So this is rocket storage. It only shows up once during this run. For some reason, the rocket nozzle is wicked buggy. And if you set off a rocket during basically any animation, you'll store a dud. But this dud rocket actually stores the vertical speed of like a regular rocket, and you can store that speed and release it by sidestepping off a platform. So we use rocket storage to get past the cloud section of the volcano. Here's Bowser. We got a ground pound. The conspicuous icons on the, I think that's the word I'm supposed to use, on the side there. I'm aiming for a particular corner because sometimes Mario can phase right through the whole platform. Looks like I didn't get gooped. That's good. And that's time. I should have said when time was, huh? But yeah.
GG.
All right. Yeah. So we saved Isle Delfino. Taking a look at my timer. $1:45? Okay. It felt like a 1:45.
Mario, was I assist?
Mario, look.
Junior, I've got something difficult to tell you about Princess Peach.
I know, she's not really my mama.
Kind of weird how they went back to from.
Someday,
I think this is like the only game where Bowser has like actual voice acting, English dialogue. Can't think of any other game.
wanna fight that Mario again.
That's my boy.
Really bizarre observation to me, given like
Is as
how many times I've run this game. But
But for now,
yeah.
let's just rest a while.
The vacation starts now.
All right. I guess while the credits are rolling, maybe I should make some closing remarks. Thanks for watching. This is all for, good cause, Go Rescue Pet Adoption. This is my 4th run I think I've done for the No Glitches Allowed crew. They're a great group of people. I'm so happy that they keep letting me do runs for them. I mean that in like a positive way. I'm really happy to be able to showcase these runs that I've been putting a lot of time into. This is a great game. Hoverless is really cool. Thank you to Maddie for hosting. Had a great time having someone keep me company during the run. Ask me questions. Get my mind off of stressing out about doing the run correctly. So It was
Yeah, no worries.
a lot of fun. I guess shout outs to Hoverless community. If anybody from the Hoverless folks are watching, it's a small subset of the Sunshine community where they're still working on developing new strats for some of the larger or more obscure Hoverless categories like max percent and 20 shines and stuff like that. But yeah, Hoverless has been really great. I tend to do Sunshine around the summertime, but you know, I speedrun a handful of other games. If you're interested, twitch.tv/labmemb3r. The last labmemb3r. Right now, I'm working on Metroid Dread, no major glitches. I just made a huge routing change, and I'm implementing it in my runs. So now would be, if you're really interested in seeing that, that'd be a good time to check that out. I don't know if I'll also be hosting, I guess. So you might hear my disembodied voice later on this week. So a lot of amazing runs are coming up after mine. So definitely, check out the schedule. I think there's a command for that, right? ! Schedule or something, I would imagine would be an apt command name. There might be a run that suits your fancy. I guess if I wanted to plug one in particular, maybe I think there's a Metroid Zero Mission run. I'm a huge Metroid fan, got into it with Dread. But yeah, that one in particular I'm actually looking forward to. I don't think I've ever seen a Zero Mission speedrun. All right, I guess that's enough of my yapping. Anything else before I sign off?
Well, just thank you once again for the run, and GG's all around.
Thank you. Yeah, hope everybody else has a good rest of their evening. And yeah, again, thanks to the No Glitches Allowed crew for having me once again.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to transition away here and get set up for the next run, and we'll be with you in just a little bit. Once again, that was LabMemb3r doing a Hoverless percent of Super Mario Sunshine, and I'm going to say that was fantastic. I enjoyed myself thoroughly, and I hope you all did out there too. Coming up next, we do have Stardew Valley Marriage percent with Mel 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 and Princess Shortcake. So look forward to that. To remind everyone, because, people come and go, and we should always try and make sure that everyone here knows what we're doing. You're watching No Holidays Allowed 2023, and we're raising money for the Go Rescue charity, a dog shelter in Norfolk, Virginia. Go Rescue works to provide a haven for homeless dogs, giving them time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. So that's what we're doing all weekend here, starting today, and I believe going through Saturday. So, a lot of good runs, a lot of good speed runs in particular, showing off all kinds of things that you don't normally see when playing your game, and generally, at least looking through the schedule from a personal eye, things that I haven't seen a lot before in other marathons. So it's going to be a good lineup of games, and we're all excited to show off everything going forward here. If you need to, and you want to know how to donate, type !donate in chat to get a link. Otherwise, it is below the stream. There's a link there. Or you can go to our Tiltify page if you want to search for that. We do have some polls and incentives open, some targets. Coming up next is for Stardew Valley. You can choose the pet option between dog and cat, and currently dog is largely in the lead with $67 to $20. So if you want to see a cat, you better get that in soon. While you're also donating, you can also choose to put it towards one of the targets, which would be for tonight, would be the secret ending for Manifold Garden. And that will close in about an hour, so not a lot of time left. That's sitting at $15 out of a needed $75. So if you want to see the secret ending to Manifold Garden, get those donations in. We have some more rolling into tomorrow and the rest of the marathon. So there's, you can donate to Pet Trico, the kind of cat, monkey, dog creature thing that is your guardian within that game, and it is $10 per pet. You can have George roll the seed for Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizer, who has notoriously bad luck, and so we could end up with quite a spicy run there, and that just needs $3 more. And we have Digimon Battle Spirit 2 character choice coming up tomorrow as well, and so you can choose the main character and the associated Digimon with them. Currently, Takia and Agunamon in the lead with $10, but that has plenty of room to go, so no specific rush there. But within a few minutes, that choice is going to need to be made on Stardew Valley. So if you're interested, go check it out, and just know that everything you're donating goes to a great cause and helps out a lot of dogs through this holiday season. Lots of love coming in for Stardew Valley in chat there. I'm excited. I'm going to be sticking around for a little bit to watch that. Unfortunately, my time with hosting is nearing the end, but you got me for a few more minutes. So I'll take that time to continue talking at you, because that's my job here. If you're watching No Holidays Allowed, that's being hosted by No Glitches Allowed. And if you want to get involved with the next No Glitches event or any future events that are being hosted here, stop on by the Discord. Follow us on Twitter, all the usual communication channels. It's a great time, I must say, being a volunteer, a past runner, and it's a good crew, and it's a well-organized event. So, would recommend it, and pretty chill overall. And if glitches are still your thing, you can go over and look at Complete-a-thon, which is more of a completionist marathon run by a lot of the same people. That takes place in summer. And you can go follow them at twitch.tv/completeathon or at completeathon on Twitter. All the same kind of stuff to get updates and news about upcoming events. So that'll include when submissions open for runs, if you are a speedrunner and want to showcase your stuff here on stream, and then later on when volunteer applications open up, if you want to be a host like I'm doing right now, or if you want to work behind the scenes doing social media or tech stuff. Alright, and now officially my time must come to an end with you all. I've been MaddyInc, and I hope you all have enjoyed. But coming up, not to fear, you'll be in the capable hands of Selkooth Mind, and I'm sure gonna do a fantastic job for you. And enjoy the rest of the night. Talk to y'all later.
Hello everyone, my name is Selkooth Mind, or Sel for short, and I am super excited to be the host for the last couple of runs tonight. As a reminder, you are watching No Holidays Allowed, and we are raising money for Go Rescue, a dog shelter in Norfolk, Virginia. Go Rescue works to provide a haven for homeless dogs, giving them the time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. And I believe our next run has a bid war going on for what pet we're going to choose. I believe that bid war is still open, so if you want to influence whether Stardew Valley is getting a cat or a dog, you still have a couple of minutes to get your donations in. ! Donate in chat, and that will give you a link to notify to donate. Right now, dog's in the lead, but if there's any cat lovers out there and you want to see them get a cat, you still have a couple of minutes. And now we are just going to wait for a couple minutes, and we'll be back shortly with our runners. I also want to remind everyone that when you donate, of course, you can donate towards a pool. So our bid war, of course, for cat or dog, but you can also donate towards a target. And our run after Stardew Valley, the final run of tonight, will be Manifold Garden, and that one has a target to unlock the secret ending. Right now we are at $15 out of 75. And so we have a little bit of time still to meet that, but not a whole lot of time. So if you want to see that secret ending, Manifold Garden run by Osmorn, get your donations in, and of course all this money goes to a wonderful, wonderful cause. Some lovely, lovely doggos.